We're making large party props for a red carpet themed graduation party. Lights, camera, action! So the first prop I made was this giant clapboard. It's made from black and white foam boards and washi tape. Rather than make a flat prop that would have to be hung on a wall or from a backdrop stand, I decided to make a dimensional prop that could be freestanding. You know, most venues do not allow decorators to tape anything or even command strip anything to their walls because it pulls off the paint whenever it's removed. So keeping that in mind for my clients and for myself, I want to provide decorations that can be used on their own, either freestanding on the floor, on pedestals, or on tabletops. To finish the rough edges on the cut pieces of the foam board, I hot glued some diamond wrap. This makes the prop look a little bit more polished. You can customize this prop by adding the graduate's name, class of 2025, the theme of the party, along with the date using letter stickers. But since I wanted to be able to reuse this prop for multiple events, I chose to just spell out the word action. If you're already inspired after seeing just this first prop on this video, go ahead and smash the like button so you won't forget to do it later. For this next prop, let's see if you can guess what it will be as I show you how I made it. Using that same black foam board, I cut out 2 circles, but I left the bottom of each one slightly flat so that it would stand up on its own without rolling away. Then I took some white sticker paper and turned it over on its backside to trace out some smaller circles. I used some small glass bowls to make sure that the circles would all be the same size, and then I cut them out. I placed the small white circles onto the big black circle and spaced them out evenly. Then I peeled off the yellow backing and stuck them on. Did you guess what it is yet? I made this one too easy for you to guess. But just in case you still don't know, let's move on to the next step. I took a piece of printer paper to trace a long rectangle onto this scrap board. Every 2 inches, I made a little tick mark because that's where I want to score the board. Using my box cutter, I scored straight lines, well, kind of straight lines, down to the other edge of the board. Scoring means to cut one side of the board but not cut all the way through to the other side. I'm doing this to create round shapes out of a flat board. Then what I do is I gently bend each part on the score line to get it to curve. I'm actually doing this with one hand, and it's kind of hard because I'm holding my camera in the other hand, but I think you guys get the idea of how to do it, right? Okay, here is our curved piece of foam board all taped together to make the shape of a cylinder. And remember, I used that piece of printer paper as a guide for the width of my cylinder. Then I taped the cylinder into the middle of my two black circles. So what will it be? Have you guessed it yet? I don't know, maybe it's a bobbin for a sewing machine. No, it's a movie reel. Now let's make film strips for our movie reel. This part is super easy, but a little time consuming. I joined together several sheets of white printer paper with black washi tape. You can make this film strip as long as you want it to be, as long as it wraps around the reel at least once to cover the mechanics of the prop. You'll also want to run that black washi tape down both edges of the paper so that it starts to really look like film. Now you really don't have to do this next part because it already looks like film, right? But if you just want that extra detail, you can go ahead and take some white washi tape, cut it into small squares or rectangles, and put them on top of the black washi tape, and that makes it look even cooler. Just like I did with the clapboard, I wanted to make the edges look a little bit neater. And you know, whenever you use or cut foam board, there's always going to be some rough edges, right? So you can take a little sanding block and kind of try to smooth that out a little bit, but be careful because it will compromise the integrity or the strength of the board if you sand it too much. So I just used that same gold little diamond wrap, and I hot glued that all around the edges, and it made it match the clapboard. You can use any color you like. You can use black or silver, whatever works. So here is my completed movie reel, and I have it sitting right here next to the clapboard, and you can see that it's kind of a nice matching set. I even have some of that film strip dangling off of the edge of the table, so that looks pretty cool. And even though we're using this for a red carpet, lights, camera, action graduation party, think of how awesome this would be for a movie premiere night at your house. Let's play Guess That Party Prop again. This time, I bet it'll be a little harder to figure it out. I covered all sides of an empty cardboard box with that same black foam board. Next, I cut out 4 medium-sized circles out of the black foam board, and I have some of this styrofoam rounds that you find in the floral section at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put that in the middle of the 2 black circles to kind of make a styrofoam sandwich. Never throw your scraps away until your whole project is complete. I cut those little scraps to look like this. Then I stuck them on the black circle to make this pattern. And we're making something out of nothing again. Recycling, upcycling, whatever you want to call it. I'm just looking around the house for things of different shapes to use that look like whatever it is that I'm envisioning. Surely you've guessed it by now, but in case you haven't, here's the next step. I'm gluing 4 fan-shaped pieces together. Well, how about that? It's a vintage movie camera. I used a little plastic for the camera lens. The most fun part for me is seeing it all come together and then adding little decorative details to polish it up and make it look more professional. Yes, it is a DIY, but I want it to look nice enough to be used at events. It's not manufactured by a machine, so it won't be perfect, but I made it with joy and it's custom made. Purchasing large prop like this online? Oh yes, it's going to be very expensive. But I try to keep my fees affordable for my clients, and I'm not mass producing these items. It's weighted enough to stand on its own, but light enough to transport or even use it as a photo prop. Leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. In keeping with our lights, camera, action theme, here's another extra large freestanding prop. You may have noticed by now that black and gold is the color scheme for the party, and I am here for it. I love metallic gold. Really, anything shiny, I love it. So, what do you think this is? Take a close look at the shape of this object. If you guessed a big golden ticket, you guessed correct. It's just made out of letter stickers and black washi tape. At every red carpet event, the paparazzi is always there. But what do you do when you get this plastic tablecloth looking thing in the mail and you're like, how do I decorate with this? Well, I thought the same thing, so let me show you how I made it into a freestanding prop. I taped this plastic backdrop onto some white foam board. But even before that, I cut out some openings for the LED lights to shine through. I thought it would be cute to have their cameras actually flashing as you walk by. What do you guys think? In order to make these guys stand up, I made like a kickstand on the back. But in order to be able to transport this, I would have to make the kickstand flaps be able to lay down flat. Now, obviously, this prop looks best if it's up against a wall so that you can't really see the mechanics behind it. Well, I don't know, maybe next time if I make this again, I'll make it as a closed up box where everything can be hidden a little bit better. But all in all, it's pretty fun, right? So this next prop just might be my favorite because it's personalized and it can be used in many ways. However, even though I can personalize it, I wanted to be able to use it again and change the message. So I came up with the idea to use an acrylic pocket that I can slip the next message in and out. This theater marquee can say things like now showing or the name of the movie. It can say happy anniversary, or of course, you can put a person's name on it. But for this event, I chose featuring Bryson because he's our 2025 graduate. For extra detail, I added some LED battery lights because, I mean, who doesn't want to see their name in lights, right? This prop can be placed over a movie screen. It can be used over an entry or doorway, or you can use it the way I did, on his treat table. The next prop is made from something that I found at the thrift store. Yep, I was just minding my business, hanging out at Goodwill, and I found two of these. They were hunter green, and they were a little bit dirty because they were originally used outside. But I brought them home, cleaned them up, and painted them metallic gold. Can you guess what they really are? They are garden hose holders. But they look like movie reels to me. If you guys figured it out before I gave you the answer, leave me some kind of picture in the comment section below. Maybe a little box of popcorn or something related to the movies. I would love to see what you thought. Speaking of Goodwill treasures, on a totally different visit, I scored big on this one. I had been looking for a director's chair on Amazon and other online sites, and I just didn't want to pay $85 to $150 for a party prop. But then, I spotted this baby at Goodwill from across the store. I tried to walk really calmly but quickly so that nobody else would get it before me. It was only $15. I snatched it up so quick, and I left the store before Goodwill realized that they had made a pricing mistake. It is in excellent condition, guys, but it was the wrong color. So I painted the canvas cloth black, and I ironed on some white embroidered letters to spell out the word director. Now it's perfect! And guess what? It folds down or collapses completely flat for transport. Ooh, I was doing my happy dance. I saw this next idea on Pinterest, which is another one of my hangout spots. Someone used yellow and white daisies in a popcorn box as a centerpiece. But I found these little flowers to look more like popcorn to me rather than the daisies do. So when I mix the white and the yellow together, it looks like popcorn with extra butter. This last large prop, I actually made it for someone else's graduation party, but I wanted to include it in this video because it really fits with the same theme of red carpet, theater, lights, camera, action, right? So this is a really fun way to dress up your treat table to look a little bit more creative than just laying everything flat on the table. The candy and popcorn display rack is from Amazon. And I also made some custom candy bar wrappers to fit his party theme. His party theme was games, card games, board games, and group games. By now, you must know that I like to light up my props. So this is how it looked in the evening when the sun set. And there's me and Savannah at your service. Now, back to our original party, lights, camera, action. This is what guests saw at the front door. But since this was an outdoor barbecue, this is what we put on the entrance to the backyard. Unfortunately, we had some really heavy rain that morning, and even though the rain cleared up in time for the party, we still had to deal with some really gusty wind. It even blew down my main backdrop. I had to move it inside. But we were still able to set up my 360 booth outside on the deck with the DJ. Now I'll take you inside and show you how we set up the treat table. We had to move the giant clapboard inside too, along with our paparazzi guys taking our pictures. We placed this backdrop along with our golden ticket in the living room, since they were going to be showing a slideshow of The Graduate on their big screen TV. And this is my main backdrop that we had to move inside because of the wind. We were still able to get some great shots of the family and the guests, and we printed out 4x6 prints for them right on the spot. Congratulations again to our graduate Bryson, class of 2025, and thank you for allowing us to decorate for your special milestone. This event was extra special for me because I've known the family for many years, and I was actually around for the graduates' baby shower. Whoa, can you believe it? I'm getting old. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching and getting some inspiration for your next special event. Come back and see my channel again. I'm Steph Storm, and you'll see me next time.